National Student Success Institute's mission is to connect, support, and empower community, technical, and career college educators. The Acclimating, Engaging, and Motivating First-Time Students session is an example of a professional development workshop by facilitators Amy Baldwin, Steve Piscitelli, and Robb Sherfield. It will address the unique needs of first-time community college students by offering best practices for easing this transition and by providing engagement and motivation strategies. In this highly interactive breakout session, participants will receive a packet of the activities, ideas, and a bibliography for further study. While the activities and information will be grounded in sound andragogy, participants will take back practical solutions to common challenges in teaching first-year seminars. The breakout session will begin with an overview of issues that first-time students face. Then, the participants will engage in a brief exercise that allows for feedback to presenters about their own issues in acclimating first-time students to college. Next, the facilitators will discuss engaging first-time students with activities. The workshop will conclude with an overview of issues related to student motivation and activities that can be used to promote self-reflection on motivation.
Everybody should have in their seat, sitting on it or in their lap, a handout that has activities in it. We'll refer to those a little bit later. And you should have a yellow sheet with an envelope that says a memo to myself.
Throughout the session, if you hear something that really excites you and you say, I want to make sure I follow up on that, write it down. When you're done, before you leave today, you have an envelope. Address the envelope. Give that sealed envelope to us at the end, and in about 2-3 weeks, we will mail that back to you. It'll be a reminder of your commitment to yourself that you were going to try something. Okay? So do that, and we promise you we will not sell your address to a distribution list. We will not give it away in any shape or form. And nobody will know what's in that envelope other than yourself, and if you share it with someone.
Yeah. And always stick in a 20, too, if you want to. We'll take that out. Anyway, I am Amy Baldwin. I'm from Pulaski Technical College in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And I formerly was our professional development coordinator. Now I'm just teaching English. Just teaching, you know, we all wear many, many hats. English and college success courses. And one of my objectives for today's session is to share some ideas for engaging students in the classroom. That's me, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves. It's my ex-husband and my new boyfriend. Go. You get to decide which is which. I'm not going to tell.
Depending on how well we do, we might switch roles. I'm not sure.
And even better than that, this is my ex-husband and my new girlfriend. So I think we can pretty much well go home at this juncture. My name is Robb Sherfield, and well, I actually told my real name after that. My name is Robb Sherfield, and I am a professor at the College of Southern Nevada in Las Vegas. We're a 2-year college with 44,000 students, 15,000 of them taking courses online. And the objective that we really want to accomplish today from my end of the workshop is to help students acclimate to college a little more effectively than they may have had we not paid any attention to them at all. So we've got some activities for motivating students, for acclimating students. My colleague and wonderful friend, Steve Piscitelli.
An ex-husband. My wife's not going to know how to handle that one when I get home. I'm Steve Piscitelli, and I'm a professor at Florida Community College. And we have just changed our name and our mission a bit. We are now Florida State College, since we've started issuing baccalaureate degrees. The objective that I would like to see us accomplish today is that of looking at the unique needs of our students, especially those first time in college students. They've got a whole bunch that they're juggling. I want you to pay attention to the student and what are the issues that this student is dealing with, okay? And is this something that you see on your campus?
Well, we know from looking at that video and looking at so many of our students and talking with them that they come to us with a host of different problems and issues. How many of you have ever seen the movie American Beauty? If you haven't, you need to see that movie. And not that it has anything to do with teaching, but it has everything to do with what our students' lives are like when they are at home. We never know what goes on behind a closed door. And if that movie has ever pushed anything, my buttons, it pushed that you just never know what a student has gone through the night before they come to sit in our class the next morning. So there's a wonderful quote I want to share with you that says, students who leave college, especially during the first quarter, semester, or year, never really arrived in the first place. They did not complete the journey from culture of origin to culture of institution. And that's what we want to talk a little bit about with acclimating students, and that so many of them don't make the transition. And gosh, we have the most incredible opportunity on the first and second days of class, and maybe throughout the first month really, regardless of what we're teaching, to help them understand the ins and outs of this institution through our syllabus, through an online orientation, through an activity, through introducing them to the tutoring center, the writing center, the math center, to maybe having one student at a time. Once for 3 minutes at the beginning of every class, I'm going to assign you tutorial services, and on Wednesday I want you to tell me about it. I want you to tell me about financial aid. I want you to tell me about the library, and you to tell me about the math lab. 3 minutes, go.
Alfred Lebrano's book, and we have a bibliography, do we not?
We do, in the back.
At the end, it should be in your bibliography. Lebrano writes about first-generation college students, and he refers to them as straddlers. And he says, and he was one himself. He says, we come from this culture in which my dad worked 2 and 3 jobs so that I could go to college. But still, when I came home every day on the subway, they didn't quite understand what college was about. They didn't understand the work we had to do. And I felt like I was becoming bicultural, the college culture and the home culture. It is a wonderful book, highly recommended, especially if you're dealing with a good number of first-time in college students, first-generation students. Very good.
I've got a word game for you. If I say elephant, what's the next word? Tutu, very good. Trunk. Trunk as well. So if I say trunk, what's the next word? Clothes. No. Try again. Trunk.
Car.
No.
Car.
No. No.
Kiwi fruit.
Kiwi fruit. Okay, how many now know what the game is? Okay, some more. How many still don't know? And are willing to admit it? Okay, good. Very good. Brave souls. That's a little game that you can play with students. It's about what? What is it about? What's the rule there? Last letter of the word starts the next word. And sometimes I said the word trunk and someone said clothes. So sometimes you get people who are trying to associate elephant, they do monkey. You know, they're thinking, okay, it's animals or it's states or it's capitals or things like that. Those of you who didn't get it, how did you feel? Somebody went, don't call on me. Uncomfortable, okay? Did you? Left out. And then what about her who answered every single one? What did you want to do to her? Did you think, show off, know it all? How does she know this? She must be in cahoots. They must have planted her. How do our students feel when they come into the classroom and some of them are getting it? They're getting those hidden rules, they're getting those expectations, and others aren't. How do they feel? Left out, frustrated. They may know the motions. Okay, I'm going to call out a word. She's asking for a word. I'm going to call out a word. So they get that part, but they keep getting it wrong, or they get it right. Did anybody get it right and then didn't know why you got it right? You're kind of like, oh, really? Okay. I'm smarter than I thought I was. A lot of our students who come to the community college have that same kind of feeling. They come into our classroom and they keep doing the same things that that might have made them successful in high school or passable in high school. And they expect to keep, they see the same thing. It's a classroom. You're standing up front. They've seen this, done that before. But they don't always get those other rules that we expect of them.
Write the word at the top, write time, T-I-M-E.
Or if you're Southern, it's time. Time.
And you've got 1, 2, 3. Now, think of a typical week in your life. Recognizing that certain weeks are not typical, certain weeks, whether it might be the beginning of the semester, the end of the semester, sickness, some trauma, but a typical week. Not counting sleep. Not counting sleep. List the 3 things that take most of your time. Look at the 2 columns. Do they connect? Do they connect? What you say you value, is that where you're putting your time? It is a reality check for students because we know that what we spend our money on and what we spend our time on, that's what we tend to value.
DUE does not equal DO. The day you do it, or the day it's due, is not the day you do it.
Thank you very much, and it's a joy always to work with Robb and Amy. Would you give them some love?
Thank you for coming.